Hi everyone, I'm Jimaku Brimstone. Welcome to review of Transgression, the 6th record by the band Fear Factory. Today we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the album, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band is quite simple. My siblings showed me their music when I was like 3-4 years old. I would listen to The Manufacture, Remanufacture, Obsolete all the time. Soul of a New Machine not so much. I grew to love it later on. Then Digimortar came out, which was actually quite good. I don't care what people think, it was a great record. I'm going to review it next year. Then in 2004 they've released Archetype, which is my favorite record of theirs. I reviewed it last year. And then in 2005 this one. I actually remember when Digimortal, Archetype and Transgression came out. From what I remember, my siblings did not enjoy Transgression that much. Me on the other hand, well, it's a different kind of story. So I must say that I love the cover art. It's so dark and gritty, depressive, you know, the Fear Factory logo here, it looks fantastic. The lineup is just Burton on the vocals, Christian on the guitars and bass, and Raymond on the drums, so it's the same exact lineup that played on Archetype. Byron is here, but he did not play on both of these albums. I am not even sure if he played on Mechanize. Probably Dino did all of the music by himself. The production is raw, it was handled by Toby Wright and Burton, the vocalist. I wish it was better. Apparently in the studio it sounded great, but when it got finally mixed and released, it wasn't up to the band's standards. They would blame the label for forcing them to release the album unfinished. The band wanted to release the album in 2006, polish up the songs, make the production better, choose other tracks on the record. Apparently there are two stories going around. One says that the label wanted more cover songs on the album. The other states that Burton wanted more covers. I am not sure which one is true, but that's the reason why there are two cover songs on the album, even if we have Empire, which didn't make the cut, My Grave, which didn't make the cut. Both songs were finished and ready to go, but they were not chosen for the track list. Instead, Empire is a Japanese bonus track and My Grave is like a bonus that you could download on Fear Factory's site, I think, or something like that. It's so weird. There's also one cover that didn't make the cut for the album that was finished, and one unfinished song that musically, instrumentally is finished, but it has no vocals on. According to Christian and Raymond, they had more instrumental songs like these, but for some reason Burton didn't want to sing on them because he wanted to do more emotional and softer music. Going back to the production, which Gordon Ramsay would say is pretty raw, pretty fucking raw, it isn't actually that bad. It just doesn't have that mechanical industrial feeling to it, because Rhys Fulber is not here. It's the second Fear Factory record that he's not on. The guitars especially sound like they are not produced well enough. The bass lines are almost non-existent, so you can only hear them in a couple of songs. And the drums have that garage feeling to them, like for example Metallica's Saint Anger, especially the snare sound. So if you're not into that kind of stuff, you might be pretty disappointed, but for me, I actually enjoy this side of Fear Factory's sound. Like, it's more bare bones and more emotional, and it sounds like they are humans, so it's like the soul is here. Not exactly the soul of a machine, but soul. So I feel like the whining of everyone that this is one of the worst productions ever has been blown out of the proportions for sure. If it were up to me, I would of course make it sound better, more polished, make the drums have more punch, more edge to them, the snare should be more powerful, the bass lines should be present and heavy. Same with the guitarists, they should have been more upfront, but what's upfront here is Burton's voice. He's all over the place. But because he's in his prime, when it comes to singing, it actually sounds amazing, so I'm not going to cry about it. Now let's talk about the message, which is diverse. The songs are mostly about personal struggles, relationship issues, diseases for some reason, anti-religion, the universe. I urge you to check the lyrics out by yourself because every song is about a different topic. Now let's talk about the structure, which is basic. We've got a standard intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. Bridge usually consists of 2 to 4 different segments. When it comes to the music genre on this record, it's a mix of industrial death metal, alternative metal, just nu metal, some alt rock vibes here and there. It's an interesting mix of sounds, that's for sure. It's much more melodic compared to their previous music and what will come after it. What's also interesting is that this is the first album where there are guitar solos on the song Echo of My Scream and New Promise. Now let's talk about the musicianship. Let's start with the drummer, Raymond. His drumming is straight up legendary. His double bass work, wow, just wow. Stellar from beginning to the end. The grooves, the style, the precision of his playing. He can play everything and it will always sound amazing. I miss him so much in this band. Like he was the soul, the beating soul of the machine. Next let's talk about the bass by Christian. It's not that audible and it mostly follows the guitars, but we have some moments here and there where the bass deviates from that stuff and we hear some bass lines, but there aren't many moments like that, maybe 2 to 3 minutes of music on the entire album. Then the guitar work, also by Christian. Wow, this dude has some crazy guitar riffs. I love the riffs on Moment of Impact, Transgression, Spinal Compression. He can shred, he can do some cool tremolo riffs. I also love the more somber and melodic parts he wrote here and there. Yeah, the guitar riffs are stellar. This actually proves that Christian could have been a Fear Factory guitarist still to this day. He was writing just as good songs as Dino. Then let's talk about all of the keyboard and symphonic elements that are on this record. They enrich the sound of the music, that's for sure. There isn't much of them, but when they do happen, I do enjoy them. I have nothing against that stuff. Last but not least, let's talk about the vocals by Burton. Well, his singing is on point. The singing is powerful. It comes straight from the soul. You can hear it on almost every track. The screaming, shouting, growling and yelling is not that prevalent as on the previous releases, but it does happen here. And there are some moments where he truly shines with the screaming, like on the chorus of Transgression. Spinal Compression song has amazing screams, same with Moment of Impact, Empty Vision. Contagion has an amazing chorus and screaming as well. So yeah, the vocals slapped. I did love them. Now let's rate the individual songs. The album opens up with that Fahrenheit track. I like the intro, like the bump just hits something and then the love the singing here. The verses go hard, but wow, that chorus, so many lives, so many innocent. I will never forget that chorus. It just stays in your head forever. The entire song does. And the bridge section with the scream rah and the great stuff. 11 out of 10. Transgression, the title song, which also has a music video. This one is also perfect. It could have been a phenomenal track, but I feel like its length keeps it down a little bit. Like this song was shorter by like a minute, it would have been way better for me. Some of the verses just go on for too long. They're great, don't get me wrong, but just if you're going to listen to this album over and over again, and I tend to do that, it gets on your nerves after a while. But the chorus, I hate your corruption, I hate your life destruction, I hate everyone. Love that stuff. The chorus is cherry on top of this beautiful song. 10 out of 10. Spinal Compression. This one is so fucking heavy. It reminds me of the first two records. The tremolo riffs, I can't take it, the screaming, the pain in Burton's voice. This is a beautiful sounding song in a very dark sense. Stop this pressure reading down on me. 10 plus out of 10. Contagion. This song is also known as Lockdown because it's a main theme from the video game Rainbow Six Lockdown, which you might have played. It's a good game. I do enjoy it. That version on the game soundtrack or in the game files is a different recording that was done after this album. It has better instrumental sound overall. The vocals, especially the singing on that new version, sounds not as good as it does here. Here the chorus will just straight up send you to some other universe. All must endure we will. I cannot sing first yet, but you have to believe me that the original song slaps when it comes to the chorus. And I love the main guitar of classic Fear Factory stuff. 11 out of 10. Empty Vision's music sounds like depression. That main guitar of that guitar riff has that very dark emotional nature to it. Then the beautiful singing in the verses, it like contrasts the more heavier instrumental work in the background. For some reason it works perfectly. Constant saturation in the background. It's just so beautiful. Then we get the chorus, which goes hard, same with the bridge. Yeah, this song, one of the better ones here. You have to listen to it. 11 out of 10. Echo of My Scream. This is a ballad. Should have had a music video. I am sure that it would become a hit because the singing here is stellar. An echo, an echo, an echo of my scream. Burton is just perfect here. The guitar work is also quite fascinating. The harmonics, the symphony in the background. This is like the archetype of this album, in the sense that it's the most melodic sounding song and the most somber one. I love it. I prefer it over A Therapy of Pain or Resurrection. It's just fantastic. 11 out of 10. Supernova features Billy from Faith No More and Russell Ali, a guitarist. The previous song also had Billy on the bass. I must say that Supernova is one of those songs that when the album came out, I was pissed off at this song. I felt like it was a little bit too positive sounding, but as the years went by, I was like, it doesn't sound positive, it just sounds like cosmos, you know, like the universe. I do enjoy it now, especially that chorus or after chorus where Burton is screaming, Supernova, Supernova, because the vocals slap there, but also the main guitar riff that happens behind that singing is perfect, and it only happens in those sections. It never comes up again, just in the Supernova, so it's like twice in the song, and I cannot get it out of my head. It's a beautiful guitar riff. I must say that I am surprised even at myself that I've been jamming this song for the past 5 years. 10 out of 10. New Promise features Mark Martin, the guitarist of Lamb of God. He plays the guitar solo here, but what I like about this song is the very slow build up at the beginning in the intro with Burton's whispers, and then he starts singing Promise, and that main guitar riff. It just sounds one of a kind. This should have been trimmed down a little bit, like 40 to 60 seconds shorter, then it would hit much more. Not the intro, but the song itself feels a little bit too long. 10 out of 10. I Will Follow, the U2 cover. My god, what the hell is this? If you thought I would only be positive in this review, then I have a surprise for you. This is awful, like this is average garbage. While on its own, maybe on a movie soundtrack, like some comedy, it would work well, but here in the middle of the record, like after New Promise, which was very sad and somber song, but heavy at the same time, you get this cookie positive puppy shit. I don't like this at all. I must say that it sounds so out of place and forced. I am not sure who to blame, the label or Burton or both, because I'm hell as sure that Raymond and Christian didn't want this song on the album. Remove this, like this should be a bonus track or some fucking Antarctica edition or whatever. So yeah, this is average at best. 5 out of 10. Millennium Killing Joke cover. This one was actually executed perfectly. It sounds better than the original song. It has that cool atmospheric vibe in the background, some symphonic elements, keyboards, and my life, I've been waiting for this moment to come. The pre-chorus and the chorus. Take a look of my ears, turn around it or let it go with you. Resolutions for show, always don't even know. Love that stuff. The chorus goes hard. I love the snare sound on this song particularly, because it has that boink sound, boink, boink, boink. For some reason, half of the song on this album do not have that boing sound. I am not sure why. Maybe Raymond was just changing snares. Still, I feel like it shouldn't be on the album when you have more original songs that didn't make the cut. 10 out of 10. Moment of Impact, the final song, is the best one here. I love this one with all of my heart. It has a music video. The song is about falling from a rooftop or some shit and you're going to die. You're like thinking about your life. It's a terrifying track. It has 0 dum 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 tracking. But what makes this song beautiful is that after the verses we go to the chorus. Brace for vision, the drama. Brace myself for the impact. While he's doing those vocals, underneath we have a crazy tremolo guitar riff by Christian, probably the best guitar riff he ever wrote. Wow! It's so beautiful that I had to make a Doom MIDI of this song, premiered today, so you have to go check it out after this review, or maybe you've already listened to it. I had to make that song because I love it with all of my heart. After that cool chorus, we go to a straight up breakdown. Brace myself for the impact. That breakdown goes hard because it has that side anger snare, that boink, boink. It's full of anger and tension, the intensity here. This entire song is so powerful from beginning to the end. I just love it. The chorus and the breakdown, especially, one of my all-time favorite Fear Factory songs, easily in my top 5, 12 out of 10. And now let's talk about the Japanese bonus track, Empire, which is against the Catholic Church. I love the intro here, the main groove. So it goes like that. I love that. It's basically the chorus of the song, but without the vocals. Then we get the verse. Great stuff. I wish the vocals were slightly better, like more heavier, but we know that Burton didn't want to scream all the time. The song goes hard. Instrumentally, it's phenomenal. Vocally, it's just great. Should have been on the album. One of the better songs here. 11 out of 10. My grave, my grave. Apparently, this is the song that even Dino likes, and he's not here. Like, he wasn't in the band. So I have no clue why this isn't on the album. Why? Just why? This is actually one of these songs that sounds like classic Fear Factory stuff. This is the song that the fans would have loved. So omitting it from the album is like shooting yourself in a foot. Again, I don't know who to blame, Burton or the label. So or both. So this one, great heavier verses, mixed with that very beautiful and somber chorus, my grave. Great song all the way, 10 out of 10. Next we have Ammunition. It's an unfinished song without the vocals, probably because Burton didn't want to sing or scream on a heavier track. This sounds like straight up death metal, like Raymond and Christian are going off. This sounds like a nuclear explosion. The chorus here is so powerful. This song has slight vibes of Concreto, some slight vibes of Old School Korn. Yeah, I love this one with all of my heart. Wish I could hear the vocals on it. 10 out of 10. Anthem, the Godflesh cover, which also didn't make the cut for the album. It sounds like a demo song, but it's way better than that awful U2 cover. It's actually quite good. I do enjoy the vocals here. The music has some cool keyboard and symphonic elements in the background. I feel like somewhere out there, because we're living in the darkest timeline, there's like the brightest timeline, where this lineup of Fear Factory never broke up. They've made Transgression with only original songs and made a cover album full of those songs that Burton wanted to make and the band didn't, and everyone was happy and they just moved on, and yeah, happy ending. But sadly we're living in the worst timeline, so I'm sorry. Still, Anthem is 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is almost stable, the flow almost fitting, replayability, yeah, it's a legendary record. It's a perfect album with one awful cover thrown in the middle. Like, I don't know why it's here. I would just remove I Will Follow and just add Empire, My Grave to the standard track list. I would make them finish Ammunition with vocals and also added on the record. Who knows, maybe they had more unfinished songs that were way better than the tracks we've heard here. At least that's what Raymond and Christian said. I feel like this is a wasted opportunity, but also I feel like this is a misjudged album because I've seen so much hate on it throughout the years. Like maybe people just wanted Archetype Part 2, or maybe they wanted The Manufacturer Part 3, Part 4, whatever. Instead, you've got a more experimental record with raw production, which should have been better, but if you're going to judge the songs on their own merit, not the production, then they are fantastic. These are some beautiful tracks that deserve respect. For me, the highlights here are obviously Moment of Impact, Empire, Empty Vision, Degrees, Fahrenheit, Spinal Compression, Contagion, Transgression, Echo of My Scream, Supernova, New Promise, My Grave, Ammunition. Hell yeah. If you hate this album or you haven't listened to it in years, I guess you should celebrate its anniversary and listen to it today, because it truly deserves your attention. I feel like people are owed an apology to Transgression, because it's actually a fantastic album, especially nowadays, since the last couple of Fear Factory records were just regurgitated slop after slop, like it was bleh, 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 bleh. I did not enjoy the last 2 to 3 records. They just didn't have anything interesting in them or special, and this one still has soul. There's still something here, and you should go listen to it. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Shout out to all of my Patreon supporters who gracefully sponsor me. You're all truly wonderful. You can join them if you like. That would be very cool. I will see you next time. Bye.